Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Let's take a look at your forecast. We will get to the updated winter storm threat across our area in just a little bit, but we do have some stuff to talk about right now. Take a look at your Arctic Air Skycam network. Notice we got a lot of cloud cover moving on in from the west. We do have some rain showers that are moving in from the west as well. That will continue to be the case throughout the day today and into your evening hours. Here's a live look at Viper radar for areas generally near and east of Interstate 65. You're nice and dry right now, but obviously you see that rain shower chance moving in from the west. Heaviest stuff is still off to the west here across parts of northern Mississippi from Holly Springs right there along Interstate 22 up towards the Corinth, Mississippi area. All of this is going to end up shifting off to the east throughout the remainder of the day today. So if you don't see rainfall where you're at right now, just give it some time. You will later on. Now today, everything's just going to be in the form of liquid. We do not expect any winter weather issues across our area with this system moving in right now. Just a plain old cold rain moving on through. Temperatures this afternoon generally in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. So like I said, pretty much just like a chilly and cold rain out there can be expected. Afternoon highs today, upper 40s to around 50 across southern Tennessee, probably more lower 50s across parts of northern Alabama. Going into your evening forecast, rain showers continue. So if you have any evening plans, you need that umbrella handy for sure. Temperatures dropping down into the 30s later on this evening. All right, let's get to the winter storm threat that we have coming up late Friday going through the weekend and into Sunday. We do have a winter storm watch that has been issued across the area. This goes from 6 p.m. on Friday all the way until 6 p.m. on your Sunday. Everybody has the chance at winter weather across the area. The question is that we're still trying to figure out who gets what and how much, because some areas will probably end up missing out on the majority of the winter weather issues, which will be good, but you still get at least some issues. Now, the latest trend that we have, you've probably seen it all across social media, is yes, there's a little bit of a warming trend going on in some of the model guidance. That can kind of be anticipated with some of these systems. There tends to be a little bit of a northwestward jog with some of the winter weather stuff across the area, so it's not like it's unheard of. It's just a trend that we're continuing to watch right now. Where you see this green, this does not mean it's going to be all rain. This is going to be a rain-ice mix. I still think everybody sees at least some type of winter weather potential with this. There's just going to be some more than others. Where you see this pink shaded area here from Iuka over towards the Shoals, up towards parts of Lewisburg, Pulaski, Fayetteville, and here in Lawrenceburg, that's where the worst of the ice looks like it's starting to trend. You're getting a little bit of that northward push with everything. We're getting a little bit more rain potential moving in from the south. That's going to push the ice and the snow potential further to the north. That heavy snow potential now looks to be closer to the I-40 corridor as opposed to down here across parts of Murray County and Lewis County and parts of Marshall County as well. Still probably dealing with a little bit of some snowfall here, but everything is getting pushed a little bit further to the north. So where it looked like there was going to be more icing problems across northern Alabama, which there still will probably end up being some icing problems, it looks like the worst of it's going to end up being just a little bit closer to that Tennessee-Alabama state line and across southern Tennessee. These are trends that we're watching for. The forecast is very fluid right now. It's ever evolving, so just keep checking back for the latest. Again, I will stress, I pretty much think everybody's going to be seeing something. The question is who gets what, who gets the most of stuff, and of course, with that, who gets the most of the impacts? That's something we'll still fine-tune over the next coming days. As we look at the threats, the snowfall, like I said, is trending further to the north. Yes, there'll probably still be some snow moving on through, but the biggest snow totals will probably end up being closer to the I-40 corridor. That ice, like I mentioned, that's going to probably be our primary issue that we're watching for. Ice storm conditions can be expected for some. We're just fine-tuning on who exactly gets that. When we talk about ice storm, we're talking about ice totals of around a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, or even an inch and higher. That's that ice storm type of criteria. Some places might get away with around 1/4 of an inch of ice, which is still rather significant. It's going to cause some issues, but you probably would not have the brunt of the ice storm moving on through. So again, we'll fine tune the details. Some places will get more ice, others not as much. Travel will likely be impacted across the entirety of the area, but same situation. Some areas will see more ice, so therefore your travel problems are going to be worse. And yes, there still could be some power outage issues across the area as well. So let's break it down with the Futurecast here. Let's start off for today with temperatures in the 40s and 50s with those rain showers moving on through. That continues through your evening hours going into your early Thursday morning. The bulk of Thursday, though, will likely end up being dry. Cannot completely rule out some spotty showers during the morning. So this is going to be going into your late Friday period. This is Friday at 5 p.m. Yes, I do think that this will probably start off as snow for most places when the precipitation starts to fall, maybe some sleet involved. But notice how it quickly changes to this pink color here as we go into your Friday evening. This is going to be that mix of freezing rain, sleet, maybe some snow mixed in as well. This continues into your early Saturday morning, but notice you're starting to get that green starting to creep in from the south. Notice the temperatures here on Futurecast, 42 in Gunnersville and 31 in Huntsville. So this is that warm nose trying to ease its way on in here. The question that we have, which we'll try to figure out, is how far north that gets, and thus who sees less icing impacts and others that see more icing impacts. By 8 a.m. on your Saturday, I think everybody's generally dealing with some form of wintry precipitation, where they're dealing with freezing rain, sleet, maybe some snow involved here across parts of southern Tennessee. Everybody's seeing generally something, but notice as we go through the day, temperatures are trending warmer here for areas east of Interstate 65, while areas west of Interstate 65, especially across parts of southern Tennessee, still dealing with temperatures below freezing. That continues into your early Sunday morning as well. Sunday 2 a.m., here's our next wave of precipitation moving on through. Same thing, we'll try to watch and fine tune and figure out where that warm nose is going to be, because that's going to ultimately determine how much ice you see, how much winter impacts, all that stuff. Let's take a look at the European model. We do have a new run that's coming out, so this is the last full run that it did. And notice it's kind of that same thing with snow, maybe a mix of sleet starting early on going into your Saturday, and then here comes that warm nose creeping in from the south. It's because this area low pressure is trending northward. If it trends northward, all this stuff ends up being pushed off to the north as well, and you start to increase that rainfall and warm air moving in from the south. So all this is going to be determined by where that area low pressure is actually going to end up being. It'll probably wobble back and forth over the next day or two as the models are trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen. Once we get this system, the system that's moving through, once it gets onshore across the United States off to our west, we start to get some better data involved with it. So once we get into tomorrow, I think we're really going to start to hone in on who's going to end up getting what. But here's that trend with that warming trend, that low starting to trend a little bit further to the north. I don't think it gets this far north, but that's something we'll keep a close eye on. But notice you still get a lot of that icing, sleet, and just mess going on across parts of the area. So that's why I still stress everybody's going to be seeing something. The question is who gets what, and yes, there will be some places that get more than others, and if you get more, you're going to be dealing with some pretty significant travel impacts for a handful of days most likely. So we'll continue to watch trends. If you do want to continue to prepare, or there's still preparations you need to be done across your area, you have one more day to do it. With temperatures up in the upper 40s and lower 50s tomorrow, we're dry. And yes, you still have time on your Friday before things move on in, but at least one full day of some dry weather can be expected on your Thursday. That chance of showers is primarily during the morning hours tomorrow. During the daytime on Thursday, you're pretty much dry. So yes, we are still watching the winter storm threat materialize across our area. I will have a Facebook Live coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I will break down more of the model data. I'll take your questions if you have any and try to answer them the best you can. So join me at 1 o'clock on Facebook. We'll break down the forecast even further, but still the thing I will emphasize is stay weather aware, keep checking back for the latest. Yes, there are changes. This is an evolving forecast, I should say. and there could end up being a little bit of rain involved for some areas that would limit the overall extent of the icing situation. So just a lot to kind of watch over the next day or two. We'll continue to fine tune the forecast, and that's what we got so far right now. So that's what I have. Just completely continue to check back for the latest. And yes, there will probably be changes to the forecast over the next couple of days. Ben Luna will be in for this evening for Fred Gossett, so tune in at 5 o'clock with his latest forecast as he'll break down the winter storm threat. And again, like I said, join me at 1 o'clock on Facebook. I'll do a Facebook Live. I'll take your questions, and we'll break down the forecast even further. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic Wednesday afternoon.
You're watching the